It is essential to be up to date on happenings around you, and to make that easy for you, ladies and gentlemen, we present Freshlight, where we bring fresh newspaper headlines to the limelight. Mondays to Saturdays, 8:30 a.m. to 9 a.m. on Al-IyamoyeTv and radio. Watch, like, subscribe, and make sure your notification is activated on our YouTube channel. You can also like and comment on our pages on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Al-IyamoyeTV and radio.
What you go through each day doesn't define your worth. Never let a bad day be the excuse to stop trying. Better days are coming, and always remember that you are worthy and enough. On this note, I'm greeting you good morning from this angle. Welcome to Freshlight on Al-IyamoyeTv and radio. This is where we save you the stress of going through newspaper pages. Today we shall be perusing four newspapers. We have the Daily Trust newspaper, Vanguard, Punch, and the Nation newspaper. And my name is RISQAT FUNMILAYO, and I will be doing this alone. I have with me.
I'm SOWOLE MOSHOOD. Good morning. Freshlight on Al-IyamoyeTv on radio.
Okay, starting with the Daily Trust this morning. On the Daily Trust this morning, we have this: Kano Anti-Graft Agency summons Ganduje over dollar videos. Population Commission speaks on new census date. Tinubu suspend 5% telecom tax. Differs Finance Act. Population Commission speaks on new census day. Comment on proceedings of presidential tribunals versus content of court. These are many small stories you are going to find on the Daily Trust newspaper, and going into the details of the story.
The first news on the Daily Trust newspaper this morning is NDLEA destroy drugs worth 1 billion naira in Delta. The National Drug Law Enforcement Agency (NDLEA) has destroyed seized illicit drugs estimated at over 1 billion naira in Delta State. The National Drug Enforcement Agency (NDLEA) has seized one illicit drug estimated at over 1 billion naira in Delta State. Daily Trust reports that the drug, weighing 5,723.310 kg, were burnt at Ogwashi Uku in Aniucha South Local Government area of the state. The chairman and the chief executive officer of the agency, Major General Buba Mawa, said the public destruction of these drugs was dedicated to the late Ivan Omoria, the 2-year-old minor who was killed by a stray bullet last Thursday in the Okwanam area of Delta State, where operatives of NDLEA were chasing drug baron. NDLEA destroyed drugs worth 1 billion naira in Delta.
Picking my first story on the Daily Trust newspaper this morning, Population Commission speaks on new census date. The President Bola Ahmed Tinubu will personally announce new date for the postponed National Population and Housing Census. The chairman of the National Population Commission, Nasiru Kwara, said this on Thursday while briefing State House reporters after leading a delegation to brief the president at the Aso Rock Presidential Villa, Abuja. He said the commission had submitted its report to the president, which is expected to study and come up with an informed decision on where the exercise will be held nationwide. The NPC boss, who also hinted that the commission might have make more requests for financial provisions, said the longer the exercise was delayed, the more likely its financial needs might expand. To read details of this story, you can pick Daily Trust newspaper this morning. It has this headline: Population Commission speaks on new census date.
Still on Daily Trust newspaper this morning, Ogun conduct integrity test on school structures after classrooms collapse. The Ogun State government has constituted a committee to conduct integrity tests on school buildings across the state. This was after a one-story building with 10 classrooms collapsed at Abado District Comprehensive High School in Ifo local government area of the state. It was gathered that the building collapsed after heavy downfall on Saturday. The structure, Daily Trust correspondent learns that it was donated by the former senator as a constituency project. Local said pupils and teachers will have been affected if the structure had collapsed during the school hour. Ogun conducts integrity test on schools structures after classrooms collapse. For more details of this, you can take out the Daily Trust newspaper.
Alright, that will be our last story on the Daily Trust. I'm moving to the Nation newspaper this morning. Tinubu orders release of grains to 50 million farmers orders. Our market forces drive price of petrol, says Kyari. Senate House to probe NLPCL, NDDC orders. Tinubu and challenge of restructuring. And also this on the sports page we have this Toby Amuson charged for missing dope test. And these are many more stories you are going to find on the Nation newspaper this morning. I'm picking going through the details of the stories.
The latest story on the Nation newspaper this morning reads that Tinubu orders release of grains to 50 million farmers orders. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu yesterday ordered immediate release of the grain and fertilizers to 50 million farmers and households. The entire government palliatives and relief package will be unveiled, the presidency said. The decision were in response to feedback on the post-subsidy relief plan. Special advisor on special duties, communication and strategy, Mr. Dele Alaki, in a statement said, "You will agree with me that it has become part of the culture of the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu administration to constantly dialogue with Nigerians who voted him into office. The president covenanted with the Nigerians that their welfare and security will be topmost in the renewed hope agenda of his government." Tinubu orders release of grains to 50 farmers orders. Take on the Nation newspaper for more details.
Alright, picking my first story on the Nation newspaper, Tinubu and challenge of restructuring. And the three lines of his administration, former President Muhammad Buhari, a staunch opponent of the idea of restructuring, signed several bills into law that represent a significant milestone in the constitutional reforms desired by Nigerians. The new laws are the result of the constitutional amendment carried out by the last legislative session. The 9th National Assembly under the two of the legislation that fall in this category, matters pertaining to railway and electricity, which were on the exclusive list, had been moved to concurrent list. The implication is that from now on, state governments are free to provide train and electricity services within their territories, while the federal government will concentrate on providing interstate train services. To read more of this story, you can go to the Nation newspaper. It has this headline, Tinubu and challenge of restructuring.
Still on the Nation newspaper this morning, market forces driving price of petrol, says Kyari. Nigerians woke up yesterday morning to a sudden hike in pump price of petrol by Nigerian National Petrol Company Limited (NNPCL) at its outlets. The new price arranged from 618 naira to 700 naira per liter in other parts of the country. The Group Chief Executive Officer, GCEO of the NNPCL, Mr. Malik Kyari, the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authorities, NMDPRA, and the Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria, IPMAN, said the market force will continue to drive the price of petroleum. The NMDPRA listed crude oil cost, exchange rate, freight, and handling cost as well as import charges are some of the factors that determine imported petroleum. Kyari, who also argued that increase was not caused by a short supply of petrol, assured that prices will fluctuate from time to time depending on activities at the international market. Market force driving the price of petrol, says Kyari. You can take on the Nation newspaper for more details this morning.
Okay, let's go for commercial break. Then we'll back to another newspaper.
Thousands have been disappointed severally in their bid to seek greener pasture abroad. To those quack in the traveling agency business, it is a rocket science. That is not our case at Tausaf Travels and Tour. We have in-depth details on how to successfully, without stress, help you process and secure your visa to anywhere in the world. Do you want permanent residential visa, visiting and tourism visa, student visa to places like Europe, America, Asia, Africa? It's no big deal to us at Tausaf Travels and Tour. Our years of experience and expertise speaks volume for us. Let's process and secure visa for you to UK, USA, and Canada within a twinkle of an eye. We offer Hajj and Umrah services to our Muslim faithfuls. What are you waiting for? Consult us at number 9 Tausaf Central Mall, Sholanke Street, behind Laroy Hotel, Abiola Way, Abeokuta. 0802 733 0900 or 0806 578 4060. Stop wasting money. Pay for peace of mind. Talk to Tausaf Travels and Tour.
Gbogbo aláfẹ́ tó gbayì tó fẹ́ wọṣọ yìí ṣoge tó pàgbàmù ló ń kọjá lọ sí House of Zion. House of Zayana, the name I talk of top-notch fashion, quality materials and class. House of Zayana, lẹ́tí máa rójúlówó Turkey wears, Egypt, Dubai, àwọn designer bags lóríṣiríṣi, àwọn ìtẹ̀lẹ̀ bàtà tó jiná tí wọ́n fawọ́ original, àwọn aago kájọ́ tó ń ka wákàtí ọjọ́, designer sunglasses and perfumes, pẹ̀lú àwọn gbogbo nǹkan tóbi àsìkò fi ń hà. Mo débẹ̀ ojú mi ń ṣe kámi, èmi ni ó rà, èmi ni ó mú. Gbogbo ẹ̀yin mùsùlùmí ẹlẹ́sìn tẹ́ gbòógì gbọ́n pa fashion tẹ́ wá nílò jalabab àti àbáyà lóríṣiríṣi. House of Zayana lẹ́ò ti rí gbogbo. House of Zayana wà ní 52 Ọlọ́run ṣògo road adjacent Redeemed Church Agape Parish Ọlọ́run ṣògo Abẹ́òkúta. Lórí Instagram House of Zayana 081656818. House of Zayana, ilé ìtajà tá a ti ń tojúlówó aṣọ àti nǹkan aṣaralóge tí ń gbéni níyì. Gbogbo
from that commercial break, still on Freshlight this morning, and we are moving to Vanguard newspaper. Anger as petrol price hit 568 naira per litre in Lagos, as 617 naira in Abuja orders. Subsidy removal, Tinubu orders review of proposed 8,000 cash transfer. 32-year-old drug addict strangles mothers to death in Ogun. Amotekun committed to protecting lives, property of Ekiti residents. This is coming from Komolafe. Still on floor price, Nigerians should brace up for tougher times under APC. This is coming from Labour Party. Creative sector, Lagos State government pledges gender balance in training professionals. Governor Sule not waiting for election tribunal outcome to constitute cabinet. This is coming from Ide. Hype man expresses concern over fresh increment of PML's pump price. These are many more stories you are going to find on the Vanguard newspaper this morning. And going into the details of the story. On the Vanguard newspaper this morning, the leading story there say anger as petrol price hits 568 naira per litre in Lagos, 617 naira in Abuja orders. Anger, frustration, and despondency were the situation yesterday as Nigerians woke up to yet another step in
increase in the price of premium motor spirit (PMS), otherwise known as petrol. From Lagos, Ogun, Edo in the southwest, south to Niger, Borno, Zamfara in the north, it was all tales of woes by motorists and commuters. While the price of Lagos shoot up from 488 naira per litre at a petrol station owned by Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited (NNPL) to 568 naira. It rose as high as 617 per litre in Abuja and another northern state from 540. The group chief executive officer of NNPCL, Malik Kyari, blamed the market force for the increase, while the Borno State chapter of the Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria (IPMAN) expressed concern over the latest increment. It's noted that the living standard of the people will nosedive, especially with the government not providing necessary palliatives to cushion the effect of subsidy removal. Angers as petrol price hit 568 naira per litre in Lagos, 617 naira in Abuja's orders. For more details of this, you can take on the Vanguard newspaper this morning.
Still on Vanguard newspaper, I'm moving to Ekiti State this morning. Amotekun committed to protecting lives, property in Ekiti State, Ekiti residents. This is coming from Komolafe. The Corps Commander, Amotekun Corps in Ekiti State, Brigadier General Joel Komolafe, retired, has reiterated the commitment of security agencies to ensure the protections of lives and property in the state. Brigadier General Komolafe, who said this on Tuesday in Ado-Ekiti while parading suspects for various crimes, noted that the Corps is collaborating with sister agencies to contain the challenges of insecurity in the state, while urging Ekiti residents to assist the security agency with credible information to nip the issue of insecurity in the bud. He believes that the State House of Assembly will look into the law that established Amotekun to ensure that there is bureaucracy in the discharge of its activities. He said, and I quote, "Let people of Ekiti State kindly give us credible information. They should go about their businesses without the fear of favor. Let everybody be very sure that we are ready in collaboration with other security agencies that we continue to keep Ekiti State safe, but give us timely information and we will act on it." To read more of this story, you can go to the Vanguard newspaper this morning. It has this headline: Amotekun committed to protecting lives, property of Ekiti residents. This is coming from Komolafe. I think this is the good news for Ekiti residents. I wish we can also have this too in Ogun State and even other states too. I guess these people are working. Amotekun people.
They are also in the southwest and Ogun. I think they are in Ogun State as well. They are in Ogun State as well. It does depend on how they work and how the news surveils out, and we know how they are working.
Yes, a big congratulations to them.
And lastly, today on our Vanguard newspaper, there was a very sad story. 32 years old drug addict strangles mother to death in Ogun. Why in Ogun? The suspect, young brother, who is a night guard, raised the alarm after he returned from the night duty and discovered that his mother had been killed. It was learned that Samson was arrested when neighbors discovered that he was behind the death of his mother and subsequently handed him over to the police. A source explained that the suspect had been known drug addicted, saying he had fled home 5 years ago before he returned recently. Confirming the incident, the police public relations officer in Ogun State, Omotola Odutola, said the command was aware of the incident. According to Odutola, the suspect is currently a neuropsychiatric patient. The PPRO explained that family members occasionally tie down Samson with a rope to prevent him from injuring himself or anyone. 32 years old drug addict strangles mother to death in Ogun State. You can take on the Vanguard newspaper for more details this morning.
Okay, picking our last paper on the Freshlight this morning. On Freshlight this morning, I have with me the Punch newspaper. Okay, picking the first The leading story, LLC TUC lambast Tinubu as fuel hit 630 naira per litre, shun negotiation. And North Central Southwest ex-governors may replace Adamu Omisore. Tinubu backtracks, review proposed 8,000 naira cash palliative. Hurdles are on sports page. Hurdles world record holder Amusan charged with anti-doping violation. These and many more stories you are going to find on the Punch newspaper this morning. And going into the details of the stories.
The leading story on the Punch newspaper this morning is NLC TUC lambast Tinubu as fuel hit 630 naira per litre, shun negotiation. There were widespread anger by Nigerians on Tuesday following the hike in the pump price of premium motor spirit (PMS), popularly called petrol, by the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited and other oil marketers across the country. In Abuja and Ondo State, for instance, the cost of petroleum jumped from about 537 per litre to between 617 and 630 per litre, forcing the cost of transportation to skyrocket within hours and leaving thousands of passengers stranded in many cities. The Nigerian Labour Congress, Trade Union Congress, and many other citizens lambasted President Bola Ahmed Tinubu-led federal government for being so tough on citizens by allowing the continued hike in the price of petroleum. Although the NPCL and the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authorities, both federal government entities, explained that the market force caused the hike in petroleum price since the commodity had been fully deregulated. Nigeria expressed frustration over the continued sharp increase in the cost of the product. NLC TUC lambast Tinubu as fuel hit 630 naira per litre, shun negotiation.
Still on Punch newspaper, Tinubu backtracks, reviews proposed 8,000 naira cash palliative. The President Bola Tinubu on Thursday said his administration will review its earlier plan to distribute monthly cash grant of 8,000 to 12 million households for 6 months as part of effort to assuage the hardship occasioned by fuel subsidy removal. This followed public criticism of the policy, with the organized labor saying it falls short of the level of intervention required to ease the pains of vulnerable Nigerians. And the president has directed that 8,000 naira conditional cash transfer program envisaged to bring succor to most vulnerable households be reviewed immediately. A statement signed by Tinubu's special advisor on special duties, communications and strategy, Dele Alake, read late Tuesday. Alake said the new directive was in difference to the views expressed by Nigerians against it. The Senate had on Tuesday approved the request of President Tinubu to borrow 800 million naira loan from $800 million loan from the World Bank. It also amended the 2022 Supplementary Appropriation Act to accommodate the provision for 500 billion naira for palliative to mitigate the effects of petrol subsidy removal on poor Nigerians. According to Tinubu, the $800 million loan will be used to cater for the welfare of the vulnerable and poor households in the country under the National Safety Net program, while the sum of 8,000 naira will be transferred monthly to the bank account of 12 million poor and low-income households for 6 months. To read details of this story, you can pick Punch newspaper this morning. It punches this out. Tinubu backtracks, reviews proposed 8,000 cash palliative. I hope you are also ready for your own palliative cash price.
If they give me
that means we can also buy car from it.
Car?
Of course, 8,000 naira is huge amount of money.
It will even be enough for my son to take to school within a month.
Really?
Sure.
Okay.
And lastly, on the Punch newspaper this morning, I'll take on the sports story. All those world record holder Amusan charged with anti-doping violation. A woman, all those world record holder Toby Loba Amusan on Wednesday said she has been charged with an alleged anti-doping rule violation, casting doubts on her participation in the next month's World Championship. He said, and I quote on his Instagram page, "Today, the Athletic Integrity Unit AIU has charged me with an alleged rule violation for having 3 missed tests in 12 months," she said in a post on Instagram. The Nigerian athlete set the current world record for women's 100-meter hurdles of 12 minutes, 12 seconds at the last year World Athletic Championship. Amushon, 26-year-old, vowed to resolve the charge against her before this year's competition set to be held next month in Budapest. All those world record holder Amushon charged with anti-doping violation. You can take on the Punch newspaper this morning on sports page for more details.
And this is where we draw the curtain for today's Freshlight. Don't forget to join us tomorrow for another interesting edition of Freshlight. Also, log on to our page www.al-IyamoyeTvradio.com. We're also on YouTube, on Twitter, on Facebook, and on Instagram. So do enjoy the rest of your day. My name is RISQAT FUNMILAYO.
I'm SOWOLE, MOSHOOD. I tell you goodbye.